Hey y'all, it's Martina. Growing up, I was a child who would rather sit in the kitchen while the adults chatted than play with kids my own age. The grown-ups, they called me nosy, but really I was just fascinated by their stories. Their stories taught me about what makes life full, and those kitchens taught me who I am and where I come from. The Caribbean on my mom's side, the Deep South on my dad's side, and I learned all about 90s New York culture from my uncles and cousins. From a young age, I understood that being Black was rich and vast and varied, and also deeply connected. So when I created You Had Me at Black 10 years ago, I set out to pass the mic to regular, everyday folks. Y'all have heard me say this a million times. Not experts, not celebrities, definitely not people trained to sound a certain way. What I didn't expect is what it would feel like to sit in a room and listen to someone share something they've never said out loud before and feel the whole space shift. Like when Kevin told his story, The Problem with Precaution, and the room went completely silent. All of us holding his words, feeling the tension rise and release right along with him. Over 250,000 of you tuned in and downloaded these stories more than 1 million times. You held them with the care and attention that they deserve. And when we pulled up to your city, you showed up in real life too. You told us that this became your Black break, a place where you could come and hear stories from folks who are just like you and not like you at all. Heading into our 10th birthday, I have a vision. A You Had Me at Black that feels like something we can live inside of and grow up in, where the podcast is on in the background while you make dinner, where we pass stories between friends the same way that we pass around music and inside jokes, spaces where we are the center of the universe, and moments that connect us to ourselves and to each other wherever we are in the world. Over the last few years, I've tried making this work through the usual paths: brand sponsors, grants, network deals. And here's what that process is like. It's like selling ourselves to people who see us as a liability and having to prove that we're educated enough, affluent enough, that our listeners have market value. Yes, you know exactly what that sounds like. That shifts who You Had Me at Black is accountable to. Instead of building things you want to see, we're building to convince them. I'm not making that trade-off. The alternative is You Had Me at Black closing up shop, losing a space where we make room for the parts of us that the world doesn't. A world without spaces like this means more stories that make those other folks comfortable instead of stories that feed us. More cloud bobs and less afros. But what if we did this ourselves? If we built something that the community owned and actually benefited from? If you're hearing this for the first time, I've been sharing the full vision of this rebuild over on Substack as we've been building it. I've been having conversations there about what You Had Me at Black can become and how we can actually make that real. And now I'm opening it up wider. This is where the patron circle comes in. I've been talking about it throughout this birthday series, and it's a membership that makes this new future possible. Member dues allow us to serve you and not corporations or boardrooms. And they cover bringing back the podcast, gatherings, and live shows, and most importantly, doing all of this with care to avoid burnout and avoid compromising the integrity of our stories. And so let me ask you this. How much is this future worth to you? I know that so many of us, including me, are navigating job loss, instability, and things are really tight and uncertain right now. I do not take that lightly. And I believe that those of us who have found something special here will participate however feels right for you. That's why the patron circle has no levels or tiers. All patrons get the same access. New stories as they come out, first access to kickback tickets and live tapings before the public, and a monthly podcast club so that we can come together around our favorite thing, these stories. So I ran the math, and even $20 a month from a couple thousand people gets us where we need to be. And we're 250,000 strong, so imagine that. The doors open on our birthday, May 18th. But next week, on Tuesday, April 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm hosting another People's Assembly, this time to share more about this vision and what the Patron Circle will unlock for the next 10 years. So head to youhadmeatblack.com to RSVP. I'll see you there. Peace.